Back in the year 2004, we got the first entry in a series of Star Wars games that would take the world by storm. That being Star Wars Battlefront, the very first game in the series that takes Battlefield and applies the Star Wars license to it with its own ideas. It makes for one of the best 6th generation experiences of many childhoods, including mine, as I grew up playing the original on the PlayStation 2 and eventually the PC. Now that I'm older, and it's been 20 freaking years already since then, good God, I'm old. I was 10 when this game came out, and now I'm turning 30 in June. Enjoy your youth while you can, folks. Anyways, let's jump into Star Wars Battlefront 1 and see if it's still any good, or I'm blinded by nostalgia. After all, it can't be any worse than those atrocious EA games, right?
Bullshit!
The game is very basic and stiff in comparison to Battlefront 2. You cannot sprint, you cannot play as the heroes and villains, there's no space combat, and also only a couple of troop types. Battlefront 2 would just make everything more in-depth and fluid in comparison. I felt like I was playing a PlayStation 1 game. Heck, even PS1 games had more going for them than Battlefront 1. Plus, the battlefields are very tiny, with air vehicles in certain ones making little to no sense given how cramped they are.
Our vehicles have been sabotaged. Our reinforcements are being depleted.
Bespin is a prime example of it. Kind of makes sense to have ships, but also it's too small and everyone just crashes into each other or hits a building. Not to mention Tatooine has no space without getting killed from all the rocks and the battlefield boundary lines. You leave the battlefield, they shoot you and instantly kill you. Lame. The only map where air vehicles work is Geonosis, so you can transport clones around the battlefield and take out those Techno-Union ships.
Destroy the Techno-Union ships.
Every faction shares the same concept for troops, meaning everyone has a soldier, sniper, demo, support, and special troop. The only things that vary is weapons and appearances.
Take cover.
Oh, because I look like a badass.
Are you crying?
That's funny. I'm okay.
Since this is the first game, you cannot play as the Jedi or Sith. Plus, they are very overpowered in this game. You can blast them with vehicles and they will not die at all. You do have a variety of vehicles, all from the movies like gunships, AT-AT, AT-ST, ATTE, X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Vulture, TIE Bomber, Snow Speeder, Tauntauns, and more. One more thing worth mentioning is the lack of career stats for your profile. It's pointless to make profiles since you have no progression system in comparison to Battlefront 2. You won't get rewards for certain actions, titles, KD ratio, you name it. Also, another thing is you cannot change your troop once you spawn, unlike Battlefront 2, where you can just walk up to a command post and swap at will. Sadly, the campaign is just instant action with a few objectives attached to it. You just repeat moments from the first few movies, like taking out the Gungans as the CIS, which I did enjoy because Gungan genocide is something the majority of Star Wars fans can get behind. Sadly, Jar Jar wasn't included, which is both good and bad. good because we don't have to deal with him, but also bad because we cannot kill him. Otherwise, it's just instant action maps where you must do a few unique things. Though you can destroy the Techno-Union ships in all modes, so it's nothing special. Campaign is just instant action reskin and not worth playing in comparison to Battlefront 2, where you played as the clones, leading to the founding of the Empire. Instant action has 16 maps total for you to play with, some of which can be used with both eras of Star Wars. Sadly, you cannot choose different game modes, tweak reinforcements, how fast you respawn, hero settings, or anything of the sort. You just pick which maps you want to play, and it's a loop after you finish the last one in the playlist. There's no options to skip to the next map either. So let's talk about the maps instead.
This will take me a minute.
One of my favorite maps that I missed in Battlefront 2 was Renvar Harbor, a snow map with two routes, one in an ice cave for infantry and another that's for vehicles. One side attempts to take the fortress while the other defends it. Renvar was once a bustling planet that got plunged into an ice age, which no doubt YouTube will now put the disclaimer on my video involving a certain crisis. This map can be played with both Clone Wars and Galactic Civil War. It's a fun little map, and the ice cave offers plenty of fun with thermal grenade spam. Tatooine has 3 maps in Battlefront, one of which is the Dune Sea, giving us a taste of the game's unique 3-faction system. You get to face the Sand People here. These guys are annoying and dole high damage, so it's a 3-faction battle where everyone is for themselves. Tusken Raiders kill Imperial Stormtroopers and rebels alike. One of the best things about this map is the Sarlacc pit, which instantly kills anyone who gets near it.
Enemy forces have captured a command post.
You feel like Tusken food tonight?
I guess.
Sadly though, no Boba Fett was featured in this map nor the entire game. Too bad too. I never cared for Bespin platforms due to its cramped nature for starfighters and the linear design. It's basically a hallway floating in the sky. You have anti-air guns everywhere and people crashing into each other and the structures. I just don't care for this one at all.
I gotta say, Boba, this is one beauty of a ship. Not crazy about the name, though.
Kamino has a unique atmosphere, just like in the second movie. Here we get to see the clone facility under attack by separatist forces. I love the aesthetic of this map. Just a storm, waves crashing against the platforms, and nighttime is nice. There's a decent amount of ways to get around the map, with not much in way of cover, so if you prefer to play as a sniper, you're gonna thrive here. Hoth is one of the best maps and battles in Star Wars history. You have everything here from The Empire Strikes Back. Rebels must hold off the invading Empire with whatever they can use. Turrets, trenches, snow speeders, and tauntauns. The Empire has their ATSTs and AT-ATs. Vader and Luke appear as the heroes and villains here. It's so satisfying bringing down an AT-AT with the snow speeder. Oh, and don't forget to defend the shield generator. The only thing you'll hear non-stop during the whole playtime.
They are losing reinforcements. Defend the shield generator.
Destroy the Techno-Union ships. I mean, this is Geonosis' Spire from the second movie, The Clone Wars. We have the gunships to transport troops and use to take out the Techno-Union ships. Never forget to take out the Techno-Union ships. Otherwise, the clone commander will never stop talking about the Techno-Union ships. and you must destroy the Techno-Union ships.
Oh!
Endor, of course, is here, and I hate it. Never was a fan of the green planets, especially if you're not playing as the rebels, as you stand out like a sore thumb as a stormtrooper in a forest. Why did they not have camo? The Empire is a joke. You can destroy the shield bunker if you want to waste several minutes, otherwise it's about avoiding the turrets, Darth Vader, and watching the AT-STs get crushed by the log traps from the movie. Oh, how I do enjoy watching that.
Nice.
Honestly, the map is just boring, and the graphics make it hard to see things half of the time. I just don't care for it. Plus, some of the geometry has huge hitboxes causing you to get stuck.
They bring down my prophetic arrow.
What?
Yavin is another boring planet I dread every time I play a Battlefront game. But Arena is the better one in comparison to the Temple. Here, it's just fun with the close quarter chaos within the ruins of an arena. Snipers can have fun here too, and there's also stuff outside of the structure, but I never bother with it. It's just more fun standing here, spamming grenades, and using the shotgun.
Enemy forces have captured a command post.
An update for the game back in the day added one new map, that being Jabba's Palace from Return of the Jedi. Now you too can see Han Solo frozen in carbonite, or get eaten when you fall through the trap door. Jabba himself is invincible and just decoration, sadly. Guess we don't have a bikini slave dress and a chain for the job. But yeah, you have 3 factions going at it again, with Jabba's guards attacking both sides. They're strong and can instantly kill you with their axes. Another map from the first movie, The Phantom Menace. Naboo Palace has 3 factions duking it out. The Royal Guard is the 3rd faction, and it's just a boring map really. I never liked Naboo. Might have something to do with a certain cancerous native race that lurks in the waters.
Time to spin together! I love you, Annie!
Bespin returns with another map, this being Cloud City itself. If you don't like it, pray I don't alter the playlist further. It's a fine map with several stories of action, fun using the jetpack troops to get around. Also, the Han Solo and Vader vs. Luke scene location is here.
I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking drones on this motherfucking Cloud City.
Renvar has a second map as well, this being the Citadel, a ruined structure taken over by the Ice Age ravaging the planet. It's another one of my favorite maps just because I like the snow. It can also be played with both eras as well. Mos Eisley is also here and is the second map for Tatooine. Starting to notice a pattern? The first Battlefront has a lot of repeats unlike Battlefront 2. But this one is of course fun since it's Mos Eisley. These are not the droids you are looking for. The bar here where no droids are allowed. And also plays the iconic annoying tune. There's the landing port from the movie too, but it's just a Jabba ship there instead of the Millennium Falcon, sadly.
I hear something.
Yavin comes back with torture as we play the Temple map from the original trilogy. The Rebels have the advantage as they're hard to see. Again, why is the Empire so incompetent? I hate this map with a passion. Kashyyyk has 2 maps, with this one being the docks. CIS attempts to invade by the docks, and a small island with vehicles, as the clones and Wookiees, the 3rd party in the map, who work with the clones, defend a few huts near the beach and above the docks. I don't like this map. I never cared for Kashyyyk or Wookiees in general. Stupid furballs.
You mean to tell me you've been naked all these years?
Kashyyyk's second map is the Islands, which is a night map and very cramped, yet there's starfighters for both sides here. Again, Battlefront 1 maps are too small for air vehicles outside of Hoth and Geonosis, though I do miss them in Battlefront 2, as they were restricted to space combat only outside of Hoth. The last map is the Gungan Genocide map. I hate it, but it's fun killing Jar Jar's people. Now let's move on already. Galactic Conquest is a joke in Battlefront 1. You just pick a planet on screen to invade, and after a few you win. You can use a bonus attached to that planet in future battles, but not always, and there's nothing special about this mode. You don't have space battles in this game, and no buying of upgrades or troop types, or having additional spaceships constantly invading other planets and defending them. It's a very lackluster, boring experience, and it really showcases just how much better Battlefront 2 is in a lot of ways, especially with its superior Galactic Conquest that later Battlefront games would butcher and let alone remove entirely. At the end of the day, Star Wars Battlefront has aged decently outside of Galactic Conquest and the annoying heroes and villains being op and unplayable, but also the lack of space battles and most maps not being suited for air vehicles. Then there's the lackluster campaign of random battles from the first 5 movies at the time. Those complaints aside, it's an average fun game worth checking out. However, on PC, you should just get the second game and download the first game maps, the unofficial fan patch, and some other stuff to expand the game with more things to play with, like KOTOR. So, you could get both games' content in one. Anyways, that's it for this video. See y'all later.